Hey, Raina.
Hey, Meg.
How's it going?
Pretty good. How about you?
Living the dream over here.
Yeah, same, I think.
Yeah, it's a beautiful day, though, so that's good.
It is. We never get those in Washington.
Not in February.
No, it's usually disgusting.
Yeah, like rain.
Yeah, like constant. But today we have actual sunshine.
And it's like 55 degrees outside.
I know I've had all my downstairs doors open. Yes. But it just means Jandis has been running through my house leaving muddy paw prints because it's still muddy out, but whatever. It's worth it. Whatever.
I got a joke today.
I'm excited. Let's do it.
All right. Why are there no COVID-19 cases in Antarctica?
Why?
Because the people are so isolated.
That was a good one.
Why is it hard to make friends in Antarctica?
Why?
Because you can't break the ice.
Boom.
Yeah.
That was a good one.
Those are my dad jokes.
I think that might lead into what we're talking about.
Maybe.
I don't know. It could be.
We'll see.
Maybe a conspiracy theory, but we'll find out. I don't know.
Hello and welcome to Lunatic Soup, the podcast where we go into all things wild, weird, and unknown. We're your host, Meg.
And I'm Raina, ready to brew up some lunatic soup.
Let's go.
Oh, Meg, I'm really excited for this episode.
Are you excited for this episode?
Yeah.
But first, let's talk about what we have to drink today.
Well, we have my favorite today. It's this, and actually it's very fitting that it's sunny outside.
Yeah, I think it gives us a little taste of spring, summer.
Yeah, and because this tastes like summer in a glass.
It does. Did you shut your phone off?
No, that's the Slut Tribe. The Slut Tribe is my family group chat name, everybody. All right, we ready?
Yes. Oh, this is Incline, by
There
the
we go.
way.
Yep, 6.9% white peach. Did we say white peach? Did I say that?
I don't know. Did you just you just splatted it in my eye?
Just
First you get it in your eye, and then you get to share the misery.
just exploded all over my face.
Remember that time we had a cider that was flown here from Hawaii? And it was the one time we decided not to video record us, and it literally went off like a gunshot.
Yeah, it was like a shotgun, like, pow. It was
Yeah.
so good.
It got in your eye. I mean, the can exploded.
It was really sad.
White
All right,
peach, here we
well,
go.
let's go. God
That
damn,
is
it's
so
good.
good. That is so summery.
This, if you are in the Seattle area, this is one of my top ones.
This and the
It's the
iced
iced tea lemonade are my two, but like white peach, this just tastes like,
It tastes like summer.
yeah, it tastes like summer. That's one.
It tastes like you're going out for a picnic.
This is one when we do our lunatic soup cocktail book. Mm-hmm. This white peach needs to be in a cocktail, like white peach, maybe like a tiny bit of peach schnapps to like enhance the peachiness.
What kind of peachy drink can you
Concoct?
Yeah, I mean, any sort of summery drink will do.
Yeah.
We had a rum drink last night.
Oh my God. Well, we did it we were on a happy hour with like one of our favorite podcasts, True Crime Obsessed. And I had photographed a cocktail that they had done at their last like mixology class. And I photographed it and made a reel so they had seen it. Mm-hmm. We decided that we were going to make it while we were like on the happy hour with them. Mm-hmm. It was so fucking good.
It was so good. We did rum instead of bourbon.
Yeah. And so it's equal parts passion fruit, puree, lime, rum, and Aperol, or bourbon if you want bourbon.
But I feel like we should make, because we have passion fruit ciders, right? Hence the one that exploded. We should make a passion fruit and rum concoction.
Ooh,
for the
yes.
cocktail book.
And that's you
because
won't
it
like
was so good.
a smidgen of pineapple in it and lime.
I can do a smidgen of. I thought you were going to
Okay.
say tequila, and I was going to say no. Okay, so if you haven't guessed, we are talking about Antarctica today.
Conspiracy theories.
Conspiracy.
And so if
theories.
you are unaware that there are conspiracy theories about Antarctica,
If you've been living under a rock,
I mean, I only know because of TikTok. If I wasn't on TikTok, I don't think I would know. Like, honestly, I had no idea.
really, there's a lot of weird stuff going on down there.
Yeah. And like I said, this is not something unless you're into conspiracy theories or if you like stumble upon it. It's not anything that I was aware of. And so it'll be interesting to see if other people have heard of these theories or any theory.
Well, there's so much. There's so much. You know that It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia where Charlie is like going down a rabbit hole and he's got all these strings and photos attached
Yes.
in the background. That's how I felt.
Oh,
That's how I felt with this. And we're not even scratching the surface.
yeah.
here.
When you were writing this episode, you said like, this is insane. And so I've been like eagerly awaiting because all I know is that there's conspiracy theories about like it could be a portal or there's like stuff that's stationed there or something like that. But I don't know anything like major, just government conspiracy cover up, essentially.
And you're going to learn that it's been going on for a long time.
Well, damn, let's go.
Let's go.
Okay.
So first thing we're going to talk about is the hollow earth theory.
Yes.
Okay.
Hollow Earth.
Hollow earth.
So the inside of the Earth is hollow.
The inside of the earth is hollow. So on June 13th, 2014, scientists researching Earth's mantle announced that they found a massive body of water 3 times the volume of all of our oceans combined, contained within the mineral layer 400 miles inside of the Earth.
Wait, so this is like actually confirmed.
This is actually confirmed.
So real life, there is water underneath, like 400 feet under the Earth. There is like
a mass, like 3 times the volume of all of our water, all of our ocean water.
Holy shit.
Underneath.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. They were able to go down 8 miles because they wanted to try to tap into it, and they had to stop because of the heat. So I don't know how they know that it's down there. Obviously, there's some sort of reading that they did to figure out that it's down there, but
That's,
they
like,
can't
mind-blowing.
go that far down.
Yeah.
It's 4,000 miles to the core of the Earth, and we've made it 8
Like 800?
miles.
Yeah.
8 miles.
Oh, 8 miles.
8 miles.
Oh.
And it's 4,000 to the center.
Wow. So literally saying we have not even scratched the surface.
Literally.
Well, because you think about it, if it's only 8 miles down, then... Oh, this is a lot of math for my brain. I think if I just got a headache even trying to think about it. I was about to say, like, because the circumference of the Earth, and then if it's like an inner Earth, middle Earth.
Don't you take that back. We are not doing this. Middle Earth is a beautiful place not filled with nutballs.
How do you know nutballs? This could be a beautiful place. You don't know.
It could be, but it's not Middle Earth. Don't defame it unless you know.
I'm just saying, you guys, Middle Earth, for those of you who are not weird.
Everybody knows who Middle Earth is.
Is it just like everyone knows that it's called the Oregon Trail, and we think we've proven that?
To be fair, I may have misspoken about one point of that. I said here in the Pacific Northwest, which is really silly of me to say because Oregon is in the Pacific. Yes. But I said here in the Pacific Northwest, they say it wrong. In the rest of the country, they say Oregon Trail. I think it was the other way around.
It was in Meg's little
I think in
area
New England,
of the woods.
because the people that I sent that to, all people from New England, they're like, no, that's how you say it. It's the Oregon Trail. My cousin, who's a teacher in New York, no, we say the Oregon Trail.
Okay, yeah. And then everybody else, like, we did a poll on TikTok, and people are like, I'm from Texas, and I say Oregon. And I'm like, and then my friend Keelan is from Florida and Texas, and she was like, no, I definitely say Oregon. I'm like, all right. So sorry, you lost.
I lost that one. But you know what? I will admit defeat.
That's good.
Don't defame Middle Earth.
I'm not. Anyways, Lord of the Rings.
Yeah.
For those of you who don't know.
Only the greatest story ever told.
I need to rewatch it because we just talk about it too much. I've only watched it like once each of the movies.
Read it.
That we know that that does not work with my brain. My ADHD brain is not there.
Listen to it on audiobook.
Yeah, I got to get through all my smutty books. I like those better first. What?
You don't know what you're missing.
I know.
Anyway, we know more about the surface of the moon than we know about what's inside of the Earth.
That is terrifying.
Isn't it?
More about the surface of the moon than we know about what is inside of the Earth that we live on.
Mm-hmm. I mean, we don't know what's in the oceans. We know more about outer space than we do about what's in the oceans.
Well, yeah, that's because and then you know that like they stopped researching the oceans and went to research outer space.
It's going to be a fun episode.
Oh, God.
According to early mythology, other Earths may not be out in space, but right here within our own planet.
Okay.
A theme emerges throughout lore and mythology between Buddhism and a bunch of other early kind of religious text. Buddhism has, it's called the Agartha, and it's an inner world inhabited by an advanced race of people with vehicles within inner Earth. Vehicles like back way long time ago when Buddhism was, I guess Buddhism is still a thing, but you know what I mean. This is like an ancient Buddhist.
Well, it was like one of the oldest religions.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So this story has been around for a long time, and they're talking about vehicles.
Which I think I've said this on the podcast before. I do not relate to any religions, but Buddhism is the one that I feel like of all of them that I personally think I believe the most in.
I agree with you.
And so that like really makes me ponder.
There are well-respected scientists and mathematicians that have theorized about hollow Earth for centuries. Edmund Halley, Halley's Comet, ever heard of it?
I have. I know that one.
You know that one?
I do know that one.
I think a lot of people know that one.
I hope so.
Man, if we were only a cult podcast.
Why?
Halley's Comet,
Now you lost me.
Nike shoes,
But that's like, what does that have to do with anything?
drinking the Kool-Aid.
Oh, yeah, I know that. I know the drinking the Kool-Aid
Yeah.
one. What, are those all related?
Yeah.
Oh, see, I just don't know about it.
Heaven's Gate, their spaceship was on the tail of Halley's Comet,
Got it.
and they had to drink the Kool-Aid to get there.
Yeah, but then we all know they were crazy and then everyone died. That was sad.
Yeah.
Sad.
Very sad, but, you know.
Yeah.
Anywho's. This guy, Edmund Halley.
Yep. This
It
guy.
takes me a second to get back on track. He was really interested in the structure of the Earth, and his theory was not just hollow Earth, but Earths with multiple layers. Like every layer is a different Earth, essentially.
Okay.
A different world.
Wow.
75 years after him, mathematician Leonhard Euler came out with the hollow Earth theory. So the multiple layers, multiple worlds was Halley. And then 75 years after that, the hollow Earth theory came out.
Okay.
His theory claimed that the Earth did not have any hard layers. And in the center, there was a sun that spanned 600 miles. So remember, it's 4,000 miles to the center of the Earth. So 8,000 miles all the way.
Okay.
And the sun was 600 miles. That's a big sun down there.
But but again, you think those numbers like that, I mean, it fits. Literally, it fits.
I mean, it fits in it, but that's
Yeah.
still a lot of space being taken up by a sun when you think about how far away our sun is
Yeah, true.
and how much energy it emits.
True.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. Dang.
Yeah. His idea was that the Earth was not only hollow, but the poles, so the North Pole and the South Pole, were thin and acted as entrances inside of the Earth, which house multiple civilizations.
Okay, I've heard the entrances on the on the opposite sides of the Earth. That's the thing I think that I've heard is that it's like it could be a portal or something. But okay, so this is saying essentially there are portals in the North and South Pole.
Yeah, but they're saying that in the words of what they had back then.
Okay.
Just entrances. They didn't really have the word portal.
Were they
or
finding
what it meant for,
in the North Pole? Is that where Santa Claus's portal is?
Yes.
Do you think there's a Santa land in there?
Oh, that would be
so nice.
I've seen the movie. It's
Yeah.
under the ice.
Yeah. You never know.
And the pole comes up and you have to put the code in.
Yes. You never know.
You don't.
Go
Around
on.
200 years later, in 1947, Admiral Richard E. Byrd flew over the South Pole, and he wrote in his personal journal that he had discovered a land beyond the South Pole, which he called the Great Unknown. He said after he flew over the ice, the area was lush and green. You've seen this video of Admiral Byrd on TikTok, the old-timey 1940s
Yeah.
in the airplane.
Okay.
And you can't really see it with the cameras that they had then, but
Right.
you can see how it's kind of like not all ice.
Okay.
Now, the information was found through his personal journals that his son had found after his death.
So he didn't share it.
He didn't share it at all. 3 years after he went to the South Pole, he said that he and a crew discovered gateways, a hollow Earth civilization, and that it was and it was populated by advanced beings.
Wow.
This is his experience as to what happened. So he was flying his airplane and he saw an opening in the ice and he decided to take the plane in it. It's pretty ballsy.
I mean, I feel like that's a death wish.
There's a hole. Let's go fly in it.
No.
Well, he did.
You have to be brave because like that you don't know what you're flying into. Like you could fly into like that's
I feel
that's
like he
wild.
had an inkling at this point.
I mean, he had to have had something to have the balls to be able to do that.
You're not going to just do that.
No, that's wild.
That is wild.
I will say real fast. I just saw a TikTok the other day, and this girl said it, and it fucking blew my mind because it was also it's one of those things that when you think about it, you're like, wait a minute. So she was talking about all these people who sailed the ocean back in the day and discovered lands and drew out maps, and then one day when we were able to like get up into outer space and like look down at the earth, it was like, oh, we did it exactly right. We drew it exactly correct.
Exactly right. And they have maps from like, I want to say the 1500s. I could be wrong, but
Yeah.
they have maps from a really long time ago of Antarctica, of the coves and
It's
the inlets, and
just-
they didn't even know about it at that
Like-
point. I mean, I'm assuming somebody knew about it. I don't.
Well, but that's probably
not
like
in
someone
Spain
brought
when
the
they were making-
information.
yeah.
yeah. Like it just makes no sense. Like in general, you think about a map, and that these people made the map by running into land.
Unless they went around it all the way and they were
And-
able to measure.
And that what they took a
And
tape
to-
measure
to-
the whole way
to
and got
scale.
it and they got it exact.
I'm not that smart. I don't know.
I mean, me either. It makes my head hurt just trying to think about it. This already, a lot of this subject makes my head hurt.
Right? Because it's one of those things that,
Whoa.
and you have no idea what's being said.
Yeah, that's pretty much it. But that when she said that, I was like, wait a minute. I was like, that's some bullshit.
To a point, I can see her point.
Yeah.
To a point. But I mean, there were people made maps.
Well, no, but she's just saying that, like, at all this time of people traveling around, and then we went up in the sky and, like, oh, we got it exactly correct.
Yes. On point.
On point. Like, that seems fishy to me. Just saying. A little suspicious.
Do you think it was aliens?
I think it was something.
I think it was aliens.
Maybe it was something that lives in the Middle Earth. I meant Hollow Earth. You guys, she's gonna kill me. She's giving me faces. Just gonna drink my soup over here.
Just stop messing with a perfect thing, okay?
I am not.
As General Byrd saw this opening in the ice, he thought, hey, let's go. Let's take a peek.
Fly on into the hole.
He flew in and he said that the terrain turned to lush green jungle. Further ahead, he saw a light, so he flew towards it. As he got closer, aren't you not supposed to not go towards the light?
Well, I guess if you don't want to die, you don't go towards the light. But I guess if you're going in a tunnel, like that's like the logical place to go.
Out there yonder?
Yeah, I mean, follow the light to get out, right?
Maybe he thought it was like the other side.
Yeah, like he's going
Of
through a
the ice.
tunnel or something.
Yeah.
Well, he was, I guess.
Yeah. As he got closer, he noticed that the light was glowing and sparkly. As he got even closer, he realized that the sparkle was a city with buildings under the ice.
What year was this?
1940s.
So we didn't have like, I mean, we had cities, but not like.
There were cities. There were skyscrapers.
I'm gonna
but-
guess they weren't sparkling though yet.
No,
Like
there was electricity and all of that at that point.
I mean, true, but I'm thinking like the buildings were older. Like when
Yeah.
when were like the Empire State Building built and all of that?
Oh, before the 40s.
Were they?
Yeah.
When?
When I don't know.
Yeah.
exactly.
See, that's just what I'm saying. I'm just curious.
When
like
was the Empire State Building built? I know it was before the 40s, 1930.
okay, all right.
So not as long before the 30s,
okay.
before the 40s as I anticipated.
Yeah, but so it is plausible that he's like, oh, that's a big, beautiful, sparkling city because we did have those things.
We did.
Okay.
yeah.
It's like Kyler asking me if, we had cars in the olden days when I was a kid.
When you were a kid? I remember asking my dad, why was everything black and white when you were little?
Yeah. Well, we didn't. It was. Mm-hmm. We didn't know. Mm-hmm. But asking me if we had cars, I'm not that old.
And you're older than me.
Says the one who has a birthday next week. When this airs, Meg's going to be 36, you guys. Ooh. So everyone, make sure you wish her a happy birthday.
33. I would like to stay at 33.
I would like to say at 26, but
No.
yeah, I like
33. 30. 33 is when a hobbit becomes an adult. Sorry, I just laughed really loud into that.
I do appreciate that you moved for me for that, but I will say the look I gave you because you and your fucking hobbits.
Did I tell you about my plans to build a hobbit hole in my backyard?
You did tell us
I
about your
did.
plans to build a hobbit hole.
Was I out there with a measuring tape earlier today? I was.
Okay, but I am excited about your hobbit hole. Like, that's going to be cool. We're going to go drink wine in the hobbit hole. Like, the kids are going to think they're playing in it. No, it's for us.
Oh, it's absolutely 1,000%.
Maybe
for
we'll even
us.
have to record an episode from the hobbit hole once it's done. That could be fun. In the summertime.
Do 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 do.
Unsure what song you're singing, but okay. As long as I get multiple like meals, like what is it, breakfast, lunches, dinners, whatever.
11 C's. Second breakfast.
Yeah, I want second breakfast.
Afternoon tea.
Yeah, perfect. I want all of those.
And potatoes.
Potatoes. I love a potato. Taters.
What's taters, precious? Please cut that.
Absolutely fucking not. That was so good. I'm keeping that. You can't tell me to cut it 1,000,000 times. I'm the one who uploads it. You're screwed. Oh, God.
Okay, sparkling cities. His plane was then taken over. He had no control over it, and these flying discs came up on either side of his plane. He decided that they must have been what took over his plane, and he was right because his plane started going along with the flying discs. And then when the discs started going down to the ground, he started going down to the ground. And those discs landed his plane ever so nicely.
Oh, that was nice of them.
Yep. When they got to the ground, 2 beings came out of these flying discs. And they took Bird and they took him to somebody that they called the Master. Apparently they speak English.
The Master.
The Master.
But you think they speak English, but if there is like their technology is that advanced, they probably are able to like have like a fucking voice translator in their spittle, in their like vocal cords or
in their gullet right
yeah,
there.
or they know about us clearly. So they know our languages, I'm sure.
I mean, yes, because then it goes on to say that the Master sat and spoke with Admiral Byrd about how they were disappointed in what humans were doing.
Well, no shit. God, they probably hate us now. You think about that in the 40s, like, fuck.
But this, you have to remember, was right after we had dropped the bombs on Nagasaki and Hiroshima.
Yeah, that was a fucked up time.
And interestingly enough, in the 1940s, post-World War II, after these instances, is when UFO sightings really got ramped up, especially around missile silos.
So do you think it's convenient or a whatever that we have had an amp up of them now?
I mean, it would make sense since we're all kind of going to shit anyway.
Yeah, I feel like they're, obviously we haven't started dropping.
Don't say it.
Yep. But I will say, I mean, life's not so great up here. Save us.
Take us down there with you.
I'll go. I want your big sun.
That's not going to shoot out solar flares and turn off all of our interwebs and electricity.
Yeah, and that satellite that hit Earth today. Did you see that?
No.
Did you also see that today? Like the AT&T, like we got hacked, and a bunch of people woke up this morning to their phones not working. Not in our area, but in like the East Coast and below. And then also, apparently, online pharmacy things got hacked today too.
What's that movie with Julia Roberts that just came out on Netflix?
I can't remember because Tex was watching it and I started watching it with him and I had to stop because it freaked me out so much.
It was a good movie.
A good movie, but it was too real.
I mean, spoiler alert, it's basically about everything being hacked and taken down.
Yeah, and it is not good.
It's like a system where, I'm going to say this wrong, it's been a little while since I watched it, but first you knock out everything and then you create chaos within each other, and then it's basically a civil war, and it's a way to wipe out society by having them do it themselves.
Yep. I mean, I feel like we're on that track. Is that ballsy to say? I did just buy my stepdad for his birthday a solar powered generator.
Oh,
they're only $100 on Amazon.
Really?
And I gave it to him, and he was like he has everything. He's one of those people who has everything. That's
a good one.
And he was like, yeah, he was blown away by it. He's like, holy shit, you can plug like everything into this. So then
send me the link.
Well, that's what I said to Tex. I said we need to get one. Like, because I've seen on TikTok the solar power like phone chargers, which are cool and great.
Oh, I didn't have to see those.
But if the cell phone towers get knocked out, you're fucked.
No, but the SMS text messaging should still work.
Okay, that's good to know.
It should still work.
Well, then you wouldn't need a phone charger if you have this thing because you can plug anything into it. It charges by the sun. Blah blah blah.
Is that what solar means?
I think so.
I'm kidding.
I don't know. It was a lucky guess.
So around missile silos, military personnel often report sightings of UFOs. That seems to be where they're around. So in this theory, it would make sense that they're kind of keeping an eye on nuclear missiles.
They're like, knock it the fuck off, you dumbasses.
Did you know if Washington were a country, Washington on its own, were a country, it would be the third most saturated with nuclear weapons.
As a state, we are the first, right? We have the most nuclear weapons.
Oh yeah, but it would go if you take Washington out of the United States and it's its own country. We have more than Russia, right?
I think so.
It would go U.S., Russia, Washington.
If we ever are going out and buy the nuclear, whatever they are, we'll take a video and put it on our thing. I've seen them so many times.
So many times.
And
we go buy them every year when we go to the beach.
yeah, you guys, it's wild that is in Washington. Like
It looks like Springfield from The Simpsons.
it really does. But it's also like slightly terrifying as living in Washington. It's like I feel like we're sandwiched between Mount Rainier. That might explode eventually sometime. Who knows? They've been saying it forever. And nuclear fucking weapons everywhere. So,
Well, we can't go towards the water because there's nuclear silos. Mm-hmm. We can't go north because there's all sorts of volcanoes. We can't go east because there's volcanoes. And then you get to Yellowstone. And if ours go, that's going to go. South, there's volcanoes.
California.
There's volcanoes, and it's going to fall into the ocean, apparently.
Yeah. So
Have you seen that movie with The Rock?
No, but I've heard just in general that it's going to fall into the ocean in the next little while. So, yikes. Anyways, all right, let's continue.
We live in a beautiful state.
Yeah, wonderful.
My hobbit hole is going to be a commodity here.
Yeah,
pretty
really,
soon.
really well.
Bird talked about this new kind of craft that he saw that could fly from pole to pole very, very quickly. So it can fly from the North Pole to the South Pole very, very quickly. This discovery not only means that there are civilizations under the surface, but that they are keeping tabs on us.
Someone has to.
Right?
Can they
stop
inflation already?
When Bird came back from his journey, he went to Washington, D.C. and went to the government, and he was questioned very heavily on his statements and what he claimed he saw. He was told everything he said was classified and ordered to remain silent over what he claimed to discover.
So he's the one where his son found his notebook. Mm-hmm. So he never said it to anybody.
Never said it to anybody.
Wow.
Mm-hmm. He was silenced.
Well, you know what happens. Mel's hole. What happened to that guy? Took out his tongue or something? I don't remember.
Where did that come from?
Unsure.
Didn't they take out his back teeth, though?
That's what it was. I knew it was something in his mouth.
Something in there. Let's go right for the tongue.
Well, make you not talk.
That is a solid point.
Yeah. So I think that's why my head went there first.
Ew.
Well,
I don't like it. So there's been legends of lands underneath the surface for a long time. One of the legends is called the Land of Agartha. So the Land of Agartha is a pretty cool little picture. You see the world, the round world, or is it
flat?
Dun, dun, dun. But in this theory, it's the round world. You see the two poles, the North and the South Pole, and each of those are entrances. And then inside is the Land of Agartha. You see the central sun. There's the land of advanced races, the city of Shambhala, cave city of semi-advanced races, spaceship base to and from other galaxies. It's an airport through the galaxies.
Dang.
Mm-hmm. There's man-made tunnels. They didn't get very far when people tried to come down. But if you look over here, they have the Pyramid of Giza, which actually does go into Agartha.
Which I feel like that makes sense.
Why not?
I feel like the pyramids are so big. They have to have another purpose besides what they are. Like like that is one of those things that I can't wrap my mind around, that people don't realize that how the fuck did we just as humans build pyramids? Something had to have helped us.
It was aliens.
Yeah, well, duh, but it doesn't or whatever that lived in there.
The guy with the crazy hair on Ancient Aliens. No, I'm not saying it was aliens. But
so here's my question. Would the things, the people, the beings, whatever they are that live in this hollow earth area, those are aliens? Correct?
That
would be, yeah.
I don't see why you wouldn't.
What is the definition of an alien?
I mean, people that are from other countries are called aliens because it's not what is here right now.
I mean, I'm actually married to an alien.
Oh, that explains so much.
Yeah. I mean, belonging to a foreign country or nation, a foreigner, especially one who is not naturalized citizen of the country where they're living. So yeah, I guess any of that would add up.
Yeah. So Agartha is big in the Hindu religion, and it's said to be the land that they, believe in. It's called the Land of the Living Gods, the Forbidden Land, or the Land of White Waters, the Land of Living Fire. There are several entrances to the underground city of Agartha, some of which are in wells. They say they're in wells or they're called outwells of energy, including the Kentucky Mammoth Cave. So something with a lot of energy can get you into Agartha.
Do you think Mel's Hole was one?
It could have been.
You think about it.
Pause. We're going in for another Satyr. Would you stop touching my knee? Ew,
Does it make you uncomfortable?
Now we are going with a Strongbow cider. I was in Florida, as I've said 1,000 times, and we went to an English pub and got Strongbow cider.
Yeah, Strongbows were
and cheese curds.
Yeah.
That is like, if you want to make Meg happy,
Cheese curds.
Tapped cider and cheese curds.
Strongbow in general is like, I mean, one of the most popular ciders. And when I lived in Australia, it was one that was like, you get Strongbow everywhere. That's like a standard.
I don't think I'd ever heard of it before.
Where I have, but I think it's because I lived in Australia, and that's like...
It looks like a genuine cider.
But the smell of it, when I popped it, it smells so like fruity and delicious.
It does have a very distinct smell. Look at, I have like a little band of bubbles.
That is, it's sweet but good, but it tastes like a Strongbow cider. God, it tastes good. Oh God, it reminds me of Australia. I haven't had one of these in a long time.
Oh, that's a very distinct taste.
It's actually just honestly tastes very close to sparkling apple cider.
It really does. Like Welch's?
Uh-huh.
Should we sour slut it?
Oh yeah, it needs to be a sour slut. Faux show.
Oh my God. That is a very, yes, it's a cider, but it is a very like distinct taste, and not like old stinky socks distinct.
No,
but
that's why I said it just reminds me of Australia, because this used to be on tap everywhere. So I would drink it when I was there all the time, and it is such a it's very appley. And like it's like a full full body of like, okay, if I'm describing a wine, which is what I know how to do,
very full bodied.
but it's like full bodied with apple, like where we drink it, and
I'm pretty full bodied. Sorry. Do you think people can differentiate us by our cackles yet?
Probably. I mean, I hope so. Do you think?
Yes.
I mean, your cackle's worse.
I know.
I didn't actually know that. I was just
it is
being an asshole. I feel great. Happy Thursday to us. This is delightful.
Where was I? The Himalayan mountains of Tibet are a gateway, and it's guarded by Hindu monks. Alexander Saint Yves a 19th century.
I actually think that every time that there's a name that you have to pronounce that you don't know how to pronounce, you should do that, because truly there's so many times when you try and pronounce names and we can't get it right. I feel like that's just the best way to do it. Just Alexander, like that's perfect. Just do that. From now on, please. Thank you.
This person was a 19th century French occultist, and he published his first account of Agartha, saying that this hidden world would be accessible for all mankind when the anarchy existing in our world was replaced by synarchy.
Anarchy was replaced by synarchy?
Mm-hmm.
Huh.
Do you know what synarchy is?
Like cynical?
No.
Oh, no.
It's a joint rule or government by two or more individuals or parties.
Okay. So, are they saying that the people in the center of the earth are going to...
I don't know.
Oh, I thought you understood something I didn't.
Nope.
Oh, okay.
This one I don't get.
Okay. I was waiting for you to explain it to me. I'm sitting here, I'm like, okay, so like...
When I asked if you knew what synarchy was, I was asking if you knew what
Oh. Whoa.
Anarchy is when you govern yourself.
Yeah, I know that one.
Synarchy, I guess, is governed by two or more... A joint rule or government by two or more individuals or parties.
Okay.
Legend says that there was an ancient race that populated the Earth's surface millions of years ago and then moved to the underground city, structuring their own environment and necessities. This is one of the most controversial tales about the dwellers of Inner Earth. A man named Richard Shaver claimed to be a guest of the so-called Forbidden Kingdom of Agartha. As he didn't have any evidence to prove this, only a few people believed him.
How does he said he got there? Through one of the portals, essentially?
Not portal, but
not
entrances.
portal, but okay, so a well or the Tibetan mountains or the...
Yeah, he didn't say specifically which one.
Got it. He just got there somehow.
He got there.
Okay. Did he describe it the same as this other dude who flew a plane?
He described it as the Hindu version of Agartha.
Okay.
Like with the sun in the middle and all of these different, lands and beings and stuff like that. I could go on with that for like a whole another 3 episodes, but we're going to move on to the ice wall.
Because this is all you said, surface scratching. We're just saying like
we're surface scratching.
These are the basic theories on this.
Basic theories. Surface scratching. Have you heard of Beyond the Ice Wall? If you've been on the TikTok, you've heard of it.
Okay, that's the one that I have heard of the most.
Yes. Another theory is that the ice wall surrounds all other land masses, continents. So we have our continents, what we know as Earth.
Okay.
And then there's the ice wall.
That surrounds just our Earth.
But if we're at the top or the bottom, we're going to see this wall of ice. But in theory, it surrounds us in a circle. And then if you go through it, there's other circles. And we're basically in a dome. And there's all these domes. So instead of other
like the
planets,
Truman Show.
Yes.
We're in the I feel like that sounds right.
I mean, the poles are entrances from our known lands to others.
Is this flat Earth, though?
This is.
Oh,
now, I really
okay.
do like this theory because I love maps. And the map to this, like Beyond the Ice Wall, is amazing. I've shown you this map before where you have our circle and then there's
you posted something on the TikTok with it.
Yeah,
is that one? Okay.
There's like the land of the leprechauns. There's the land of the giants. There's Atlantis. There's
Bigfoot?
Big feets.
Big feets?
Yes.
Multiple feets?
Multiple.
Oh, shit.
I know.
That's exciting.
It is exciting. I love it, but I don't buy into flat Earth. But
I don't buy into flat Earth either, but sometimes I will see things that make me question.
What if the globe is a lot bigger than we think and this is actually true and we go beyond? What if we're only seeing the half of I'm going to stop because I know everybody out there is like, you're an idiot. And I
know, but I feel like that kind of makes sense though. And I see what you're saying that like we are like, let's say that this is very American of me to say. I'm going to switch it up. Let's say that we are, what is Australia on the map?
Well, it's made up. Everybody knows that.
Australia is not real, I know.
Yeah, it's not real.
I know. I hear it all the time on the interwebs, and I'm like, well, too bad my husband's from there, and I've been there.
Maybe he's an interdimensional being.
Well, he probably fucking is.
Have you seen him?
Yeah, he looks like an extra large hobbit. I love you, Edmonds. I'm so sorry about that. Have you seen his feet?
Unfortunately.
Anyways, but I feel like it, like, you say, let's say that our whole Earth is Australia. Then the other continents could be like the land of the Bigfoot, the land of whatever. We're still in a circle. We're still on a globe.
It's just a big circle.
Just a bigger one. We just are in the Truman Show.
This theory goes that Spanish explorers first discovered the ice wall in the 15th and 16th centuries. As they approached the wall, they thought about turning back but kept going through the gap in the ice. As they went, they began to feel anxious and scared. The stars began to disappear and the lights went completely out. It went dark. The waters and air began to change color. Once they got past the wall, they saw lands and islands beyond it.
So this is them saying same thing as that guy, essentially?
In a way.
Yeah.
But it's not underground.
So he said he went through like okay. But I guess that's also like up for interpretation.
It could be up for interpretation. Do you happen to have that? Oh, here's the map. So here is the map. And we will post this, but this is a map where you can see here's our continents in a circle. And you can see a wall of ice surrounding what we know as Earth. And then there's breaks in it. It's not just the North and South Pole. There's other exits, I guess you could say. And then surrounding that are various lands.
Yeah, there's like 4 exits and entrances.
The land of the Luminarians is there. Is it was it Tartan? I think there's the land of the giants. There's a Tartarian or something like that. I see it on TikTok all the time.
I don't know.
There's the land of the leprechauns. There's these creatures. I swear up and down. When I was little, I used to have dreams about these creatures they had arms and legs, but they were like cut off at the shoulders, and their faces were like on their chest.
So they're
almost, and that shows up on this map.
They were essentially just all shoulders, like a box person.
Yeah, and I used to have dreams of this creature, and then I saw it on this fucking map, and I'm like, what the hell?
So they're a kind of thing that they're saying is real.
They're a kind of thing that they're saying is real, and I specifically remember having dreams of a creature like this when I was a little kid. And I thought, as a kid, it's something that you just made up in your mind. I'll post a picture of it. There's a name for them and everything.
Wow.
Maybe I'll do a little tickety talk on these creatures.
I think you should.
And they're saying that their land is beyond the ice wall.
What I saw in that thing, it looked like there were dinosaurs there. There were...
Land of the dinosaurs.
Wow. I feel like that could make so much sense. Like, we have said a million times that we think that Bigfoot is an interdimensional being, but like, what if the dimensions are like not what we think that they are, or they are, there's just portals.
So what if this map has nothing to do with flat Earth?
Take the flat Earth out.
Take the flat Earth out. We are Earth. We are a ball floating in space, but this is a way for them to depict different dimensions. And what if the portals, the doorways, the gateways, whatever, are in the poles?
I mean, I feel like that makes sense.
You could go to Atlantis. You can go to the land of the giants. You can go to Lumeria. You could go to...
But then that would also probably mean that like places like where they say Atlantis was...
probably wasn't there.
Maybe it wasn't there, but maybe it was like a portal to it. Like at one point was like an easier way to access
to get to it.
Or like the Bermuda Triangle. Is that a portal?
Yes, it's a portal. I didn't say that before because I was trying to cut corners because we're already at an hour.
We'll cut down.
There are 178 known lands beyond what we know as Earth, and this is called the Great Dome. And all other lands are different little domes. There's the lands of the Custodians, which is a parasitic race whose technology is based on attack weapons. All they want to do is take over, colonize, and exploit other lands. We don't know where they come from, but the giants say that there's a theory that they were attacked by another race outside of the Great Dome, and they merged and became the Custodians. The Custodians are also known as the Greys.
So those are those gray big aliens that we...
Mm-hmm. You've heard of the Greys. I mean, anybody in this world
They're like the
has heard of the
6
Greys.
foot tall ones, 7 foot tall. Mm-hmm.
The Custodians were the first to leave their world and find others, destroying and colonizing along the way. They will get us. That's their goal, is to get other worlds.
So they dominate the world and take it over, essentially. Mm-hmm. This is literally going back to that book that my audiobook I'm listening to right now is like so...
Which one?
It's the third Crescent City. It's like the Sarah J. Maas.
Merging all these worlds.
Yeah, but then it is like the things that they're realizing about the worlds that they're in. It's like they just had a thing happen where mist dissolved and all these lush islands came out. And then they found out that these people... the Asteri in the book sound like those people,
like the Greys, the Custodians,
like the Greys, and they found out they were putting like parasites in the water and like to like mess with people's like magic that they have in them. I don't know.
The first one, it goes to that level.
Oh yeah,
wow.
It goes from that to like, I mean, it's about to. This is the worlds are blowing up.
Worlds are blowing up.
But that's what I was saying is that like the worlds in it seem very similar to this because it has so many different worlds that they go to. They can like open portals to each other, but they're all in completely different.
Maybe Sarah J. Maas is a flat earther.
I'm not gonna lie. I feel like after this, I feel like we should look because I feel like she is.
Sarah, if you're listening,
or anybody who knows, is she? She's a huge author right now, so I wonder. I feel like we need to. I want to do a thing on TikTok about that. You get book talk over. Any book talk is like,
Oh yeah, book talk. Come over to the dark side, which is us.
It's us. It's us.
It's us. It's
hi,
me.
Hi, book talk. It's us.
Hi.
It's my smut. I love my smut. But also, is Sarah J. Maas a flat earther?
Not because she isn't. What we just discussed. You don't have to be a flat earther. You just have to believe in other realms, other worlds.
And I mean, what she's saying is, or what the books say, is very similar to this. Like it's wildly similar. So,
Now let's talk about the Nazis.
Oh goddamn, the Nazis. How do they tie into this?
Nazi UFO bases, man.
Nazi UFO bases.
Rumors of secret Nazi bases hidden beneath Antarctica have swirled for decades. They're talking about the Third Reich established a hidden haven under the ice in Antarctica.
How the fuck do they get under the ice?
December 1938, 4 years in to Hitler's reign, he took direct control of the German military. On the brink of World War II, Hitler was involved in some strange things. He was searching for ancient relics that he believed held power. Have you seen Indiana Jones?
Yes.
So you know a little bit. They were looking for the Ark of the Covenant. And like all of that. That's all real. That's not made up. He was looking for Atlantis. He had the theory that Germany was actually Atlantis.
Interesting.
And that Atlanteans were the Aryan race, which is his whole, and then a bunch of bad things happened, and he's an evil guy, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah, he's not, don't agree with anything
don't agree with anything he says. But that's what he was trying to prove. He was trying to find Atlantis because he thought that they were the superior species, and he thought that Germans...
What's wild is that, like, I've heard all about, you learn some stuff in school. That was never taught.
I mentioned something about myself looking a little Aryan.
Yeah.
And your husband had no idea what that term
Well, I didn't
meant.
know. I didn't know what Aryan meant either until you told him.
Just blonde hair, blue eyes, basically.
Yeah.
Which is not anything special. Let me tell you.
Well, I don't know. I have blue eyes too, so I feel like that's kind of special.
Not in the same sense.
I don't know. Oh, not for Nazi wise. No, I'm just saying blue eyes are cool.
I mean, they are a little cool.
They're cool. None of my kids got them, but I did.
None of your kids have blue eyes?
Nope.
On December 17th of that year, a German freighter with 33 members, scientists, military construction workers, and the Thule Society, which was an elite group focused on mysticism and occult, went to Antarctica.
Really?
Mm-hmm. He took a bunch of occultists to Antarctica. They wanted to learn about ancient civilizations. They believed that the Aryans came from Antarctica and that they were themselves Aryan. The Thule believed that they held mystical powers that would be able to communicate with these ancient civilizations. They wanted to know if these ancient beings were from under the earth or extraterrestrials from space. The Thule gave information about building advanced vehicles like flying saucers and told Hitler that in Antarctica there were terrestrial.
Extraterrestrial. Say it again.
Extraterrestrial bases that he could go in, meet with these ancient beings, and gain technological knowledge. They went to Antarctica and mapped a huge portion of Antarctica, and they also established a secret base known as Base 211. A Nazi UFO base under the ice in Antarctica is something that Hitler and the Nazis were interested in. They wanted to set up a secret base for extraterrestrial beings or ancient civilizations from under the ice. They didn't know which one at the time. It's a theory that after World War II, Hitler and the Nazis fled to Antarctica and that they took submarines, went under the water, found entrances to these secret bases, and led to the underground cities that they have been hiding in ever since.
So, wait, is this like proven that?
No.
Okay.
It is proven that a lot of them fled to like Argentina.
Okay.
But the theory is that some of them also fled to Antarctica.
But none of that is proven.
No.
And there's no proven anything bases.
Proven by who?
Well, yeah, true. Because we wouldn't fucking know. Because they would hide it from us.
A year after World War II, the U.S. got into the Antarctica game. That's when Operation High Jump took effect. The government denied this at the time, but it became known that the objective of Operation High Jump was to extend the U.S. into Antarctica.
Okay.
So to kind of take over. That's where Admiral Byrd comes into play from before. He discovered all this stuff. They put a gag order on him, and they found out later through his journals.
Got it.
There's a theory that aliens from Antarctica made a deal with President Eisenhower. Eisenhower said that they could kidnap humans and do experiments on them, but they could only take humans from specific locations, such as
Like the middle of the country, like Kentucky.
national parks.
National parks.
Yeah.
Okay, we're that. Okay, number one, do you remember we talked about this, that I said that was a theory that like the
I do
alien
remember.
made an agreement, but it wasn't national parks. It was like the middle of the country where This is not to anybody who lives in the middle of the country. We do not think that you're less intelligent.
But at the time, this is what they said.
But this is what they said, or this is what I've heard. But then if you think about the national parks and how many people go missing, that's like, there's a whole podcast that like Ashley Flowers
National
does.
Parks After Dark.
That's what you said. Is that the Ashley Flowers one, or is that a different one?
That might be a different one.
Okay, well, I know Ashley Flowers, who does Crime Junkie, which is a really big one. I don't know if you ever listened to that. I used to love it. But she does one too. That's like fucking mind-blowing.
There's so many people that have gone missing in national parks.
Yeah. Well, and I've always wondered, like, you know, you think, okay, serial killers is one that is obvious.
And that's been proven too.
Yep. But also portals. Why are national parks national parks? And that's what, when you look into these things, is kind of like fucks you up, because it's like lots of naturally occurring things.
Have you seen that map of all of the Bigfoot sightings? And you overlay it with the national parks, and it's like... And Bigfoot is an interdimensional traveler, as we all know.
Duh. But I also will be the, you know, devil's advocate on this, but it also, national parks are also like big plots of land that nobody can do anything on. And so
That's true.
You know, if he's living there, it makes sense. However, and also like people disappearing, big things of woods, this, that, blah, blah, blah. Still, I don't think it fucking makes sense. I feel like there is portals or things, and
that's why they all have it blocked off.
Or aliens are getting you.
Or aliens are getting you.
Well, but portals would make sense, that they could come take them through the portal and they just like suck you down into the earth, instead of you go up into or you go into one of those silver things that help them fly the plane.
Like at the bank?
Yeah.
Yeah.
What at the bank?
Where the tubes, and you put your money in it, it goes...
Oh, that's what you're thinking of? I was like, what? I was talking about the guy who the silver discs helped him land the plane. I was like, you know, then that's why we get UFO sightings or whatever. The silver discs come up and they like suck you up, and then they take you down through the portals.
Like at the bank.
I guess they do go up.
Yeah.
Well, they go down too. They go under.
Do. Uh-huh.
Oh, I was talking. Yeah, I see. We're talking about the same thing. I gotcha.
An interesting point is that Nazi Germans, people under Hitler's reign, those evil people, were very technologically advanced.
Which we do know this. We've talked about this before.
Yeah. So,
which is kind of scary.
And I'm not, obviously, they were the most evil people ever.
Just because you're technologically advanced doesn't make you a good human or a good... We're not saying anything good about them.
I just
However,
want to make that clear.
Yeah, but it is an interesting fact about this.
Yeah. There's also theories of ancient civilizations, which we've kind of touched on. Could Antarctica be the resting place of civilizations lost in time? There's the forbidden land theory. Antarctica is very heavily guarded and off limits to most people. The international community hiding something sinister? Are they trying to cover up other lands, or is it just protecting a fragile environment?
Doubtful.
Do they really protect much?
No, they don't. If it was anything they could do anything with, they're doing it. And why is it so protected?
Yeah. It's also important to note that there are lots of accounts of strange lights, sounds, bizarre behavior in animals. There's so many unexplained occurrences there from people that have worked down there, because nobody actually lives in Antarctica, but people do work at bases down there for extended periods of time. There are some well-documented cases of people who have had extraterrestrial experiences down there, seen things. I really like the theory that it's like almost an airport for different dimensions or extraterrestrials.
I feel like that just makes the most sense. But with any of those theories, I feel like it's accurate.
There's also that theory that they have a device down there that can make earthquakes happen and make natural disasters happen.
That's another one of those crazy, well, it's not crazy, but things that conspiracy theories that you see, or like send out like rainstorms with sickness in them, or control the weather, send tornadoes, I don't like that.
There's also the Miami Mall. Yeah. When you put in the coordinates to the Miami Mall, if you flip them, it's the South Pole. So maybe they got it wrong when they put in where they're supposed to land.
Oh, they had a little whoopsie doodly.
Whoopsie doodles.
Whoopsie doodles. We ended up at a mall, not the South Pole. Whoopsie daisy. This is not where we meant to go. Sorry, humans. Sorry for the fright. We're just gonna go on.
Just be on our way here.
Well, what? They didn't do anything. They just were. They were just there.
And then they were gone.
It does sound like it was a little whoopsie doodly on their part.
I love that whoopsie doodly.
They made a mistake. Interesting. This fucks my head up because then I feel like all of these say basically the same thing, is that essentially no matter what, they all come back to the theory that Antarctica is an airport, a portal, is something to another kind of dimension, a place, a thing of...
And there's not all countries, but there's a lot of countries that have kind of a toe in Antarctica. What if this is where the main, what is that called? Like the big government of the world?
But I feel like that is the one, fucking obvious thing. Like, what do we agree on with all these other countries? Nothing. But we all agree to protect Antarctica?
Portals.
What? We agree to protect the fucking penguins that are there? Do you know what I'm saying? Like, what's there?
I do like
penguins. What? I mean, I like penguins too, but like, what are we protecting? Just the ice? I mean, I know the ice is a big deal because if it all melts, we're all gonna die. But like there's substances there that they're trying to study that they can't because it has to be so far underground for them to study. Like it's almost like these blocks of ice, but it's not ice. It's made out of like oxygen. And it turns into like this blue hard substance. But when they bring it up and try to study it, it just kind of melts away into oxygen. And they have no idea what it is.
Well, it's oxygen, but they haven't been able to study it because they can't. They can't.
Well, they can't. Yeah, they can't move it away from. Like, it's not temperature based? Is it like...
It is temperature based.
It's temperature based.
It's temperature based. I just saw something the other day about it, and it has to be like so many degrees below zero, and oxygen will turn into a solid. And it looks like ice, but it's blue. It's not like kind of clearish.
Yeah.
So.
Wild. That's wild. That's one of those... I think the scariest part of all this is number one, that you said we scratched the surface. So there's so much more that we didn't even cover on this.
Oh, so much more that we didn't even cover. Like we could have an entire podcast just on Antarctica.
Yeah.
And the conspiracies and the theories and all of that stuff. I still really like the other lands, like beyond the ice wall. Again, don't like the flat earth theory, but I don't think the two, one has to be with the other. Right. I think there can be different dimensions, different worlds, and that's just how it was put on a platter.
Right. Yeah.
For you.
I also think that it is, just from what you're saying, is it sounds to me like all of these are saying the same things in a different font. Does that make sense?
Yeah, that's a really good way to put it.
They're essentially saying all the same things. And
I want to go to the land of the leprechauns, personally.
Yeah. I don't know. We're doing an episode on them soon, and I hear they're shisty little bastards.
They're pretty fun.
Are they fun?
They're pretty fun.
Okay. Mm-hmm. I'm excited for that one. Anyways.
So that's like scratching the surface of Antarctica.
I feel like we have a lot to ponder.
So much to ponder.
Like, a lot. Am I going to be able to sleep tonight? I don't know.
I mean, we talked about ancient beings. We talked about the Greys. We talked about Bigfoot. We talked about Nazis. We talked about the U.S. government. We talked about serial killers and murders. We really, this was a soup of an episode.
It sounds like Antarctica is a soup itself.
No, we'll fit right in there.
We sure would. Also, like, if shit goes to hell, like, come get me. Leprechauns, I'll come live with you guys.
Well, I mean, they eat your eyeballs.
Oh, I don't want that. Just kidding. I'm not going there. Where's another place that would take us? Somewhere where they like...
Atlantis sounds lovely.
Atlantis sounds great. I'll go there.
Land of the Giants, unless... Oh, there's that woman. There's that woman on TikTok. Auntie something.
Oh, she cray-cray. With the blonde hair. She cray-cray.
But I can't stop watching. When she comes on, she talks about the giants and how they are like demons and evil, and she takes this so seriously.
But I saw one that she did the other day, and it was talking about something, and she was like, oh no, they didn't. The government made Auntie mad, like tisking the government or saying something, and it was so like
cringy.
Yes, and I was like, shut the fuck up. Like, what are you talking? Who are you? Your auntie?
She
like,
used to be.
Who the fuck are you?
She used to be like she used to be a medium.
So that's why I'm confused, because she
used to be a medium and like make money off of it, and then she became very religious, which is fine. But now, like, she's got like some fetish with these giants or something. She's always talking about them. And did you know why giants are in existence?
Why?
Because ladies, them hoes, did it with fallen angels.
Dem hoes?
And brought forth these evil
Giants. What do the Giants do?
I have no idea.
Oh, okay. Just curious.
I mean, they hide pretty damn well.
I'm just saying, like, physiologically, what is it? Physically? Is that what I'm trying to say? How would one...
Are you talking about how we birth a giant?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, that would be physically.
Yeah, like, I'm just... Unless they birth a normal size, and will they just get big real fast?
Maybe you should go ask Auntie. I'm sure she has.
Auntie is cray-cray. But if you guys want her handle, we'll give it to you. But I don't know that I would...
She said something about, like, sometimes when I'm, like, on the elliptical or the treadmill, I'll watch TikTok.
Yeah.
And when I land on her, I cannot stop watching. And there was this one time she's like, do you want proof? Do you want proof? Next time it snows, look outside first thing in the morning. You will see footprints of evil beings in the snow.
Or animals.
I mean, it could be. It could be a little bunny hop.
If there's a hoof, it could be a Satan or
old Slewfoot himself.
Or a goat.
It could be a goat.
Especially like the farm that's down the street. The fluffy pigs.
They're curly-haired pig guys. Like, legit, they look like they've had a perm.
They look like sheep. We thought they were sheep for so long.
They were sheep.
I know, and then they're
pigs.
And now every time we see them, I point them, and my kids and I were like, "Floopy pigs! They're floofy pigs!
They look like pigs with a perm."
I didn't know that was a thing.
Well, apparently it is.
I want to pet it.
There's also this really tiny, fat goat that I have named Mephistopheles.
That's fun.
Look on your...
Good for you.
It's an old German, like, demon.
I feel like I've heard you talk about it before.
Like, you know, Faust made a deal. Anywho's. I just like to say Mephistopheles.
To each their own.
Right?
That's a mouthful.
It is.
I can't.
He's this little goat.
I always just like that they're climbing the fences trying to eat the blackberry bushes that are dead.
Yeah.
They're crazy.
But they're so cute.
So cute.
There's also an alpaca.
Oh, yeah.
I just heard a child yell.
They're screaming. Anyways, all right, let's wrap this shit up.
Yeah, so if you have any stories, if you've been beyond the ice wall, please let us know.
Or if you have your own theories about it. Like, what do you think? Like, do you have a theory that you want us to share? We'll share it. Let us know.
And to be fair, we are joking around, but if you were to come to us with a theory, we are not going to make fun of you.
No.
Legitimately want to know.
I think the biggest thing that you and I both do is, like, we will look for logic and everything, but I don't not believe... It takes a lot for me to not believe in something.
Right.
And I need a lot of proof to
be 100% on something.
Yeah, to discount something. So if you think that you have some sort of proof on something, like you want to convince us that the earth is flat, let us know.
Let's hear it.
We didn't go to the moon. It was all a set.
You're trying to convince me of that one. Apparently I am like...
I'm not trying to... I don't know that I fully believe that. I just still...
Your husband fully believes that.
There's just some things that you see and you're just like, question it.
Yeah.
Like there's some questionable things.
There's questions.
Like how we knew what Earth looked like previous to a satellite.
Knew it was round because the shadow on the moon.
That's fine, the round part, but like where all the continents were and that we got their shape.
Like the maps.
Yes, we got their shape exactly correct.
They went along the line, like the line that met Earth and water with a little pencil.
Yeah, they just went all the way, and they made sure that, like, you know, in between South America and Antarctica, they got that 100%.
Yep.
Good to know. And all the little islands. Mm-hmm. They hit everything. Mm-hmm. Wild. Mm-hmm. They're pretty good back then.
They were.
With no help from anybody.
Or anything. But yeah, you can find us on Lunatic Soup Podcast on all of the socials.
LunaticSoupPodcast.com.
LunaticSoupPodcast@gmail.com if you want to write in.
And get yourself some Lunatic Soup because obviously the Strongbow, I'm not going to lie, you guys.
This
Strongbow
was really good. Like, we might just have to have this on hand most of the time.
Yeah.
I want to try the rosé one because you know how I love a rosé.
I know. And that's at like most, I want to say gas stations. It's like a...
Really?
Yeah, it's like because it's such a common brand. It's like a very it's an international brand. It's like one of the first kind of big cider. I don't know. Cider things here, I feel like. I'm speaking out of my ass. I don't know what I'm talking about.
That's a talent.
I'm guessing. But yeah, get yourself some Lunatic Soup.
There was something else I was going to say.
Wish Meg a happy belated birthday. She is now 36.
Not yet.
But when this airs.
Not as right now, in the future.
Yeah, if future Meg's about to be 36.
Future Meg.
When this airs, you will be 36 years old.
Damn it.
Fuck.
Just old as dirt here. How old are you?
Shut the fuck up. 37. But who's counting?
Me.
Rude.
If you want to support us, go ahead, go on wherever you listen, give us a like, give us a review.
Yeah, we honestly would appreciate reviews so much. But also just like reviews in general are good for a podcast. They boost people who get to hear us. They like boost the algorithm of them sharing it. So
just be nice.
If you like us, be just
nice.
Throw us a 5-star.
Please.
And if you don't like us, keep it to yourself.
Well, I mean, you do you, boo.
Yeah.
But you don't need to be mean. There's enough meanness in the world.
Yeah.
You can we'll see you another time.
If you don't have anything nice to say, don't say anything at all.
And exactly. All right. Well, remember, in this crazy world,
it's good to be a lunatic.
Bye.
Bye.